Hi, everybody. I'm Leslyn Keith. I'm president of the board of directors and the director of research for the Lipedema project. And I'm here with my friends and colleagues. We have Catherine Seo. Hi, Catherine.
Hi
She's,
there.
she's the executive director and founder of Lipedema Simplified and the Lipedema project. And we have Gail Straker. Hi, Gail.
Hi, Leslyn. It's good to see you again.
And Gail is our community manager, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff that we'll talk about. and also our friend and colleague, Siobhan Huggins, who is a research specialist. Hi, Siobhan.
Hello.
And she's going to be, she's helping us, of course, with research as well as lots of other things. Thank you, Karen, for posting something. And I would like to ask everybody else to please say hi. Post from wherever you're listening to us, either on Facebook or on YouTube. Let us know where you are in the world. We always love seeing where we're reaching. So feel free to, and if you have questions or comments, feel free to do that. But we're here today to talk about what's new and coming up with lipedema, which there's always more things than we have time for. We try to keep this to 20 minutes or less, and I've already used up a minute and a half. So I'm going to go first and talk about, we do have a webinar coming up on August 1st. That's Monday, August 1st. I believe it is at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And this webinar is called Comprehensive and Creative Physical Management Strategies for Lipedema. And so this webinar, we're going to be talking about what can you do for lipedema to manage the physical symptoms. So we're going to be talking about how to do that. And it really ties into what I was talking about yesterday in my research update about non-surgical options. So things that we can do for our lipedema that are non-surgical, non-invasive options. And so we're going to be talking about that. You are going to be learning some deep breathing techniques. I am going to be with my two colleagues. They're also certified lipedema therapists, just like myself. And so Veronica Rodriguez and Adi McKenzie are going to be there with me, and we're going to be talking about these options that are out there for you, just to give you some, hopefully some new options that you haven't considered before. This will lead right into a coaching special interest group, or a CSIG, a class that we're offering in August of the same title, that is going to go more in depth into all of these physical management strategies for lipedema. So please join us. Register for this webinar, even if you're not available Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern, because as long as you're registered, you will get the replay. And so you don't have to be there in order to get this wonderful information. So we have the link there for you. Be sure and register, and hopefully we'll see you there.
Also, the link is in the caption above or below, but I'm pretty sure it's above our pictures. And I'm kind of surprised. I don't know why I'm surprised, because the lipedema community just continues to grow, but we're almost at limit. We have over 400 people registered already for the free webinar. So if you're interested, be sure to register right away.
Yeah, we just have a limited capacity of what we're allowed to do for these Zoom webinars. So get in while you can. And like I said, even if you can't be there, you will have the replay as long as you're registered. Thank you for everybody posting. We've got Jamie here, Afshan, Donna is here from London, Juanetta, Karen, Marilee, and Jilly, and Marcia, and Julie from Camarillo, right around the corner from me. So thank you guys so much for being here with us today. I think that that Gail and Siobhan and Catherine are chomping at the bit, because they really want to share with you where they were last weekend. And we did our Facebook live from where they were, but now that they aren't in the middle of that big party, they can tell you a little bit more about it. So go ahead, you guys, take it away and talk to us about Keto Fest.
I'm just going to say it was absolutely fabulous. We had a great time. And Siobhan did an incredible presentation on lipedema. Siobhan, talk about your presentation. It was so good.
Yeah, so the presentation was focused on essentially three main things. The first one was what is lipedema, because this was for a general audience who may not have heard of it before. So kind of going through the common symptoms and what it looks like and what it doesn't look like and how it's different from obesity, things like that. The next was actually diving deep into what may be causing the symptoms and ultimately a model that I've kind of built that may explain lipedema as a whole. And this was the first time I've discussed it completely in depth, because there were some additional things that popped up as I was working on the presentation, of course. I was like, oh no, I have to include this. It's really important. And then lastly was how ketogenic diets can be really useful for lipedema strategies and kind of addressing these four pillars of lipedema that I outlined during the presentation of hypoxia, metabolic health, connective tissue health, and swelling and lymphatic function, and kind of how ketogenic diets address all of those as well. So it was packed with a bunch of information, but I got really good feedback on it, so I'm pretty pleased with it.
What was your highlight, Gail?
My gosh, so many. But the first highlight of my life was meeting you in person and meeting Siobhan and her dad and Amber. Oh my, I could just name you a list of people that I met in person, and being able to do that. I even met April Eiley from Oregon. I've been interacting with her just on Facebook as another Facebook user. I've been talking to April for 3 years. But my highlight was actually getting together in person. Yes, maybe Amber O'Hearn. Sorry, Siobhan.
Wow, thanks, Gail. I understand, though. I completely understand.
She walked up to that microphone and just started singing. I was like, she just stole my heart. And so, no, it was just so much fun to be able to be there in person. I know that there's so much going on. I felt like I missed half of everything. I got to eat eggs with Siobhan. I mean, like, we're not talking a couple of eggs. We're talking six each, and all kinds of meat and beef. And anyway, it was a blast. And I learned something, as I always do. And then Peter Ballerstadt was there, and we talked livestock and rotating livestock. I mean, it's just, yeah, it was wonderful. And I really do appreciate my week that I was back there in Boston.
And I really just got, guess what?
Looks like ketocha.
Beef with
keto
beef.
How did you know it was ketocha?
I recognize the packaging. I know exactly how they ship it. It's like, oh yeah, of course, that's ketocha.
I ordered 21 they have small packages, so 21 packages of key lime pie. Keto chow. What am I going to do with 21 packages? I lost my head.
You're gonna chow down. You're gonna chow.
Keto chow. Siobhan knows them better than me. Siobhan, tell people who said it. Sandra says keto chow ? What's keto chow?
So keto chow is essentially a meal replacement shake that is, so it doesn't come with the fats. You can add however much fat you want. They have a whole bunch of different flavors, and all of their flavors are actually really good. And they themselves as a company, I've known them since the first Keto Fest actually in 2017. And Chris Bear, one of the owners, has done experiments in himself, eating only keto chow and blood work that's come from that and a whole bunch of other things. They're very upfront about their nutrition and all of their ingredients and why they use their ingredients. So they're obviously not for everybody. Some people do try to avoid the processed food type of stuff. But for some people, they do seem to be helpful, especially like if they're in the hospital or they can't get regular food, things like that. So yeah, if people are interested in it, they can check it out at ketochow.xyz.
Yeah, they have been sponsors for us at our symposiums that we've done in the past. I got an opportunity to talk to Chris at the Metabolic Health Summit in Santa Barbara because he had a booth there, and I was talking to him about how I was disappointed in other meal replacement companies that seemed to they wanted to do something with keto, but they wanted it only to be plant sourced ingredients. And Chris does not shy away from animal sourced ingredients. So again, if you want to be only plant sourced, then this is not the product for you because they do have animal sourced ingredients, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, and they actually outlined the reason why they do that, which is just that they're looking for the best quality of each ingredient. And like we know that usually comes from animal sources.
And I just want to add that I find that it's more an occasional addition rather than a regular part of a food plan for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know a lot of people who do that as well.
Yeah, it's an occasional. I don't want to call it a treat, but it's just an occasional. I'm not going to call it a treat, but it's a treat.
Yeah, Edith asked how many carbs in keto chow. It's usually around like 1 or 2 per serving.
Net.
Yes, net. I don't know what the total is, but not very high.
Yeah, it's very low. They keep it very low. And basically you add a tablespoon of some kind of fat. I use MCT oil powder. We like a product called NetGen. And so a tablespoon of that with a little packet, and it makes a shake. But with that shake, you can freeze it, and then you can whip it, and you could do some other things with it.
You can do about 10 billion things with it. They have a bunch of recipes on their website, from marshmallows to ice cream to a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. So that's Keto Chow.
Yeah,
so,
and we like to support them because they support us, and we like their product.
Yeah.
But I wanted to move on just to talk about another topic because Siobhan had some stuff that she wanted to share about compression garments, and Jamie also posted a question in there or a comment that she said that she hasn't been able to wear a compression or use a vibration plate because of a blood clot in her leg. And Jamie, I would say, now of course you have to discuss this with your doctor, but compression is generally the treatment of choice for a blood clot. Of course, you're going to use some kind of anticoagulant as well, but that won't keep you from wearing compression. Now, you are absolutely right to not use your vibration plate when you have a blood clot. So do not do that, but discuss with your physician, or if you're working with a hematologist because of the blood clot, discuss with, can you use compression? Because generally that is recommended, but your situation might be unique and they don't want you to use it. So, but look into that, see if that can be something that will help you. But Siobhan is having, as usual, her struggles with compression garments. And so she has a new struggle that she wanted to share with us today. And maybe there's someone out there who has a suggestion, because my suggestions are not going to work. So go on.
Yeah, so I'm wearing the full length CZ Salus compression, and the issue that I have with them, I really like them otherwise. I feel best when I'm wearing these. They have the right amount of compression for me, but what's happening is they bunch up behind my knees, which apparently is because they're too long. And I had come across a suggestion a while ago, actually, to get a pair of the capris instead, but those ended up being too short. So my legs are apparently at a very awkward length for compression, and I'm trying to figure out what to do. I may end up just hemming them or attempting to hem them and hope it works. But that's the only other thing I can think of. Like, I have them pulled down almost to my toes, so they're pulled down all the way and they're just a little bit too long, I think.
Have you tried sewing the toes shut and just making stockings out of them?
That's actually an interesting idea. I know it's a bit of a joke suggestion, but that might actually work.
Yeah, you asked
And
me
then
about.
if it doesn't work, I could just rip out.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you need to
sewing
have
parts.
the seam, it should be out away from your toes. You don't want a compression
Right.
garment with the seam against the end of your toes. So
Mm-hmm.
it has to
And
be out.
I know that you asked me about if I could hem them for you, and the problem with that, Siobhan, is I would never be able to get that smooth band around your foot smooth. You might find an actual seamstress who could do it, but I personally would never even try to attempt sewing on something that had that much stretch to it and get it fitting you right, and then we just throw them away anyways. My only suggestion to you is see if you can find another brand that has a different fit. I
Yeah,
know
so I'll
it's
have to
sad,
go
huh?
looking because there's like 2 that I know of.
Right, and
And
I know you like color. I saw, you were sporting colorful ones because you actually wear them to show them off. You wear
yeah,
them,
I try to
right?
make them part of the fashion so they're not just, oh, my
Right,
compression.
right. So you don't wear just black or nude color. So it's a little harder. And CZ's Alice has some really nice colors.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that.
What's the brand that I like? Soledad
So
Meta.
Oh, I haven't tried that one, so maybe I should get a pair of those.
I like their they're not lymphedema. They're really more lipedema because they're lighter compression.
But
So
they're heavier than BioFleck though.
but they're heavier than
Yes.
BioFleck and they fit better.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way that they fit.
And it's also a textured fabric. And if you're looking for that textured fabric, Siobhan, then you would like them for that.
Yeah.
If I could live my life without the waffling on the inside, that would be
Okay.
wonderful. Because it irritates my skin.
So these are textured. So you have to see if you want a smooth fabric or a textured. Smooth ones. I mean that I would look at some leggings through Juzo, Medi, or Jobst they have off the shelf, no texture, and lots of good colors.
Yeah, it's nice to know though that there's so many brands, because even though it's a little bit annoying to have to like pick one and go through it and find all the problems with it, at the same time it's not like there's only 2 options to pick from. You can actually keep exploring. And I was looking to expand my compression garment wardrobe anyway, just because I want to have a bunch of pairs, so when I go wash a bunch I have clean ones. Don't have to wait.
So this is the conversation that will continue with the free webinar coming up on August 1st. And Jamie, thank you. The link is above where we are. So if you haven't registered, be sure to do it because it is going to close out. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll at that free webinar, we're the other CLTs and we're only going to talk for about 45 to 50 minutes, and then the rest of the time is a conversation. So bringing up your questions or your comments, because we're learning from each other. If you figured out something to do for compression garments, and I see a lot of people posting here, lots of interesting comments, great comments. So that's the conversation that we'll be having at the webinar on Monday. Gail?
Excellent. I'm looking forward to it.
I do have something. I want to make sure that if you're on Facebook, please make sure that you click the heart button over and over and over again. Give us some love with the heart button. And if you are on YouTube and you're not subscribed to us yet, hit that subscribe button and make sure that you share this with everybody you know, your friends, your family. Let's get some other people out there getting our updates as well as you. We're glad you are here, but make sure we know that you love us by hitting that heart button and subscribing to our YouTube channel, please.
And with that, I really want to have us finish on time today. We tended to talk and talk and talk. It's so lovely being here with everybody. Thank you so much for being here with us today, and we will see you again next Friday. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.